Aries, I'm Christy, you're watching Tiny Turtle Tarot and this is your reading for the remainder of July. As always, if anything I say resonates or you know it will in the future, because obviously it hasn't happened yet, please let me know by liking and subscribing. Let's get on with your reading. What is happening for Aries? Next, Four of Wands. Okay. Ooh, okay. Nine of Cups, Two of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. As always, I'll talk you through these and then clarify and get more out of them. Firstly, Four of Wands, excitement. There is a huge energy of excitement around you. I'm feeling this energy of someone setting up for a wedding or someone setting up for some type of celebration or party, and it's like the jitters or like, ooh, there's something, and whether or not that's actually happening, there might not be any parties or anything you're setting up for, but that's the energy you're embodying. So whatever reason, whatever's happening around you in the end of July, it's almost as if there's something that you're going to feel excited about, and oh, I love that. It also feels very mushy. So again, wedding, love, like this could be very love related, but it feels very like, get your like, a lot of you as well, it's almost as if you're very tough or something, and there's something that's softening your heart a little bit or making you a bit gooey and mushy, and oh, I don't know, again, that's making me think there's a wedding, and I feel like something very much you're going to be or are already looking forward to. Four of Wands can also be graduation, moving to the next phase of your life in some way. I like it as a checkpoint card with the Four of Wands, of like, no matter what happens next, nobody can take away what you've just completed, accomplished, or are celebrating leaving behind. Nobody can take it away from you. So a lot of you, I'm also getting that you're leaving something before you've completed it. And that's still like, celebrate that you have now completed that phase. So whether that be you've left a course or a school or something, you may have left a job, or you've left something prematurely before you were expected to, some of you, but you're still going to celebrate it, or try to at least. Like, there's something where that's what you're being guided to do, is really pat yourself on the back and go, I've completed that phase of my life. Maybe I didn't get the certificate that everybody was expecting me to get, but I've completed that phase, and I'm now getting to kind of look back at what I've gone through, experienced, persevered through, learnt, and now I get to move on. Like, there's a checkpoint. Nobody can take away from you what knowledge you've gained, what experience you've gained, what you've accomplished, whether you have a piece of paper to take out of it or not, whether it's work experience or a good review or something, however it works when you leave a job. Maybe you can't have that, but you've still got what you've lived through, lived confidence, experience, and time that you've given. Celebrate what you have now completed and finished with. Maybe not in the eyes of others, maybe not on paper, but you've completed it. You've completed your time at a certain establishment. Some of you also, this is you, some of you recently left a relationship which you're celebrating. Like, there's something kind of, you're very optimistic, or very much like finding a way to stay positive and go, do you know what? Yeah, there's a negative to this, but there's also a positive of you getting a new start, a new lease of life, and a new beginning. Like, this was meant to happen. A lot of you are like, did I do the right thing? Was this meant to happen? And right when you're questioning it most, you know it's meant to happen. You know it. It was meant to happen this way. It was supposed to be this way. It may not feel like it may not look like it, but it was meant to happen. Nine of Cups right next to this. This is a very selfish card sometimes, of like, really, and I say selfish in a good way. You're prioritizing yourself, you're prioritizing your dreams, the things you want to do, the things you've always wanted to do. Some of you, I'm getting photography come through for some reason, or something about a camera, and there's something that you are getting to pursue and getting to prioritize and put time into, because you're not like spreading yourself. I feel like you're leaving behind a certain a certain priority that shouldn't have been a priority in order to make something that's actually a priority to you your priority. Two of Wands right next to this. This is choosing. This is planning ahead. This is trying to kind of connect the dots. Like, you're trying to see as far as you can down each pathway before actually walking down either of them. If that makes sense. You're getting your binoculars out and trying to see into the future. If I go down that path, what obstacles am I going to find? How hard is that going to be to get to where I want to go? And if I choose to go that way, if I choose to become a firefighter, if I choose to meet that person, if I choose to travel to that country, whatever this choice is between, it's like you're trying to see how it's going to play out, but you're never going to know until you step foot on that path. So some of you, it's actually about just moving forward, and if you then don't like that path, changing course. Like, oh, Wheel of Fortune, changing course. A lot of you, I feel like there's a Two of Wands here because you're choosing between two, but your guidance, like I said, do the thing, go towards the path that lights up to you, that's lit up, that you know you are so excited to see where it takes you. And if for some reason it doesn't take you where you think it's taking you, change it. Change something about it, change some way that you're walking down it, or change the path itself. But don't be afraid to walk towards what you want that's exciting you. A lot of you have this false belief because of things that have unfolded in the past, that if you go towards what you want to go towards, it's going to not work out, that it's not for you, that it looks better than it is, or that it will fail. And I don't know, some of you are so accustomed to doing what others tell you. There might be someone in your life that you're like, I'm going to ask their advice, and whatever they tell me I should do, I'm going to do it. Because then you're like, then I don't have to blame myself if it goes wrong. But it's like, no. Take full responsibility, go down the path that you want to go down, and if it doesn't completely work out, shift, change, redirect. Like a boat sailing, if it doesn't take you where it's taking you, readjust the sails. Clarify the Four of Wands. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is independence, singleness. Some of you, a lot of you are single, or you're just feeling very single, and like I said, you're leaving something prematurely. A lot of you are kind of going into maybe working for yourself if you're leaving behind, a lot of you, it's like you're leaving behind a establishment or something. There's some like solid, because the Four of Wands is sometimes like the four pillars of a building, and I'm just feeling like you're leaving behind a building. Weird thing to say, and by that what I mean is it's like a workplace or a home where there's something you're leaving behind. And with the Nine of Pentacles, you're independent enough to be able to make this work for yourself. You're independent enough to actually create your own form of income if you're leaving behind a proper place of employment. You're gonna be your own employer, self-employed or something. Nine of Cups is clarified by the Ten of Cups. Going towards and being selfish in what you want to do with your time, what you want to become, investing in your dreams, investing in your self. And like some of you, you've always wanted to be a ballet dancer, and even if you're 72, you're like, yep, do you know what, I'm gonna take a ballet class. In going towards what you love to do, what brings you the most emotional contentment, 9 cups, that's a lot. That's so much. That's the most emotional contentment you can get for yourself without another person being there. You're so fulfilled on your own. And because you're going towards your dream goals and ambitions wholeheartedly without worrying about judgment from others, guess what you're getting? 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is complete emotional contentment with a partner, with a person. So those of you watching that are single, that are like, how do I find my person? When are they coming in? They're coming in when you invest in yourself and go towards your dreams and wishes. No matter how scary that is to get on that stage and dance, doing that is leading towards your person. And those of you already in relationships and you want to be in more family, like content, happily ever after, there's a lack of harmony. This harmony is coming towards you when you invest in your own dreams and self. For some reason, you pouring into yourself makes a lot of sense though. You pouring into yourself makes your whole life and everyone around you pour into themselves, and you can all come together very content and happy without having to, there's no fight or contradiction. Things are just naturally falling into place once you prioritize you. and the things you want to do. There's a talent, there's a skill you have that you've neglected or forgotten about or kind of sleep on a bit. You may do it for fun. Photography again coming through. There's something you do for fun, however it's like you can do it for fun but you're going to succeed in it. High Priestess coming out to clarify the Two of Wands. There is something you're doing quietly. A lot of people around you, friends and family, don't know that you're making a big choice right now. You're choosing between this path or this path. You're at a crossroads, and I don't think anybody knows because you are aware that telling others is just going to confuse you more. So the interesting thing is, when I first read this card, I said you might have in the past gone to someone else and asked them their opinion of what you should do. And so I feel like because you know that's like not necessarily what you want to continue doing, you want to put that weight on yourself now. You want to be the one that chooses. You want to be the one that takes full responsibility for your choices and actions and do things out of what you feel called to do. The High Priestess is all about intuition and trusting your intuition and doing what you feel called to do, and also keeping quiet. She knows more than she lets on. So there's something where you have a gut feeling, you have just a knowing in you. And if someone said, how do you know that you should do that? You wanna be an ice cream man? How do you know that's a good idea? In the future, when this starts to kind of come more into the 3D, and you'll be like, just got a feeling, can't tell. Like there's something where you might not be able to explain it, might not be able to communicate it because it's uncommunicatable. You just have this download, you just have this knowing that that's the path you're supposed to walk down. For whatever reason, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Eight of Swords, which is beautiful because the Wheel of Fortune is doing a 180. It's change, and it's the opposite of whatever you find yourself. So if you're finding yourself in this Eight of Swords, you're in this place of feeling trapped when you're not trapped, feeling stuck when you're not stuck, thinking there's no way forward, thinking where you are right now is where you're always going to be. And boom, Wheel of Fortune, there's a huge 180 happening in your life of you actually moving out of this place and feeling a lot more free, feeling a lot more yourself. You're going to feel a lot more yourself than you have in a very long time, and it's a very big change from feeling trapped and stuck in your current environment. And I think it's this whole thing, everything comes in a cycle background, and that feeling of being trapped led to you liberating yourself and leaving this establishment, completing this phase of your life, knowing it was time to move on and finish up somewhere because you were trapped. And that's that big change happening. You're creating a huge change for yourself, Aries. There's a big shift happening, and then you go, oh, I was never as stuck as I thought I was. I could have probably made that decision last month, right? There's this huge, oh, I love it. You're liberating yourself from something. And this is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the luck. Luck is on your side right now. Everything's happening when it's supposed to. Everything's coming around when it's supposed to. And I feel like there's so much ease and bliss and serendipity unfolding in your life that you kind of are going to be in this whole new era or this whole new phase of really being able to live completely, full stop. Like here you are, not really living, you're just stuck. And then big change, you get to live, you get to free yourself, you get to celebrate. This phase of your life is over. It's worth celebrating. I'm going to wrap this reading up here. Thank you so much for watching. If anything I said resonated or you know it well in the future, please let me know by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you when I see you.